Joining us now is former Reagan White House political director and conservative columnist Jeffrey Lord. Jeffrey, thank you very much for joining us tonight. So I know that you've been following really this whole investigation very extensively for, what is it, a couple of months now, if not a couple of years. What was your take on Jim Comey's most recent interview on Fox News?
That he thinks he's in trouble. And, something very interesting in the Washington Post today, I saw a story that basically I think is the prep on the other side for attacking John Durham, the special prosecutor who's looking into all of this. And now here's a guy with a sterling reputation, everybody agreed on, and suddenly now the story is his sterling reputation may be in danger because he's answering to Bill Barr, who also had a sterling reputation until he started looking into this. So I find this very suspicious, and that Comey appearance was a disaster, I thought.
Regarding Comey, is there any teeth that Durham has that Horowitz didn't have, for example?
Yes. I mean, he's got an authority as a prosecutor investigating, for criminal liability. So he absolutely does. And he can compel James Comey to sit down and testify, and anybody else for that matter. So he really does have this authority. And, I, for one, am glad. I mean, I'd love to see the results today. But frankly, I'm glad that he's taking his time to cross all the T's and dot all the I's.
But you do say that the Durham report could be coming out in the spring or early summer. Is that intentional, do you think, regarding the upcoming election? Or do you think that that is something that shouldn't be placed in the same category?
Well, I think it's just the way these investigations unfold. And one of the reasons Durham has this good reputation is because he's very thorough and straight arrow and wants to do his work. That said, I have to say, next spring or summer, we will be right smack in the middle of the 2020 election. And this could, explode like a political nuclear bomb, if you will.
And regarding this investigation, too, you say that it may come during a time, at the very least, it's going to be the primary season, if not the general election. Could this have potential to have a very big effect on that election? Or do you think that this will kind of be something that'll be its own separate issue?
Oh, no, I think this could absolutely have an effect. I mean, let's just, and we don't know this. I want to emphasize this at this point. We don't know. But if, in fact, James Comey or Andrew McCabe or Peter Strzok or some of these other figures are indicted for conspiring to, influence the election and in essence, put on a insider's coup d'etat, if you will, a deep state coup d'etat, that is going to be a huge issue. And whoever is the Democratic nominee is going to have to cope with that.
And really quick, before I let you go, too, we've talked about a lot Comey, a lot about Durham and everything there. But I do want to touch really quick on the Inspector General report before I let you go. What was your take on those findings?
Wow. In all candor, I have to confess, it's about like this. And I'm only about that way through it. But a number of people have slogged their way all the way through it. And it's pretty devastating. It's exactly as it was predicted. And again, this comes down to the media. The media is trying to gloss over some of this stuff and not be thorough and just flatly ignore reports in there about abuses and biases and all of this kind of thing. So, I mean, this is a really bad situation here with the media writ large.
Yeah, and I think the Bureau as well, too. I mean, no matter where you side politically, I mean, this is an example of the United States government, at the very least, being incompetent, if not negligent or maybe even intentional. That's according to what Chris Wallace said, Horowitz said. We heard it all this past weekend. That's now in the past, and now we're looking forward to Durham. Jeffrey Lord, thank you very much for joining us tonight.